Good morning. Okay, welcome to our mental toughness team call. Excuse me. It sounds like we got some little coughs going around here. So we're going to review from last week and just follow up from last week, which was mental toughness number 25. The world class embraces metacognition. So this is where we our action step was to take our emotional temperature today and assess our mood. Ask this critical thinking question: how did I end up in this mood? What thoughts were processed that put us in that mood? So any thoughts on that from last week?
I think some of these chapters are making me more aware of my thoughts. And what I underlined in that one was knowing their thoughts control their feelings. The great ones have adopted the habit of thinking about what they think about. And sometimes that's hard. We don't analyze, why are we thinking that way, and how should I be thinking? This is definitely making me more aware.
That's one of the things I love about doing this each week is that it makes me way more aware of what I'm thinking about and how I'm thinking, and just kind of pushes me to new ideas of like, do you really want to be thinking that? This morning, as I was doing my miracle morning, one of the affirmations was, um, it was about commitment. I'm committed to living a life I love. And I'm committed to taking actions that are in alignment with the things I say I want. And I was thinking about that and how often do we take actions that are not in alignment with the things that we say we want for whatever reason. We always have reasons, right? But if you don't notice, then you don't notice. You're just like moving along. But when you start thinking about what you're thinking about, then you stop all of that. And I just noticed that my phone is recording every word I say.
Hey, mine's good too. Oh, you're making notes.
They're making notes.
It is 26. I'm like,
Yeah, we're reviewing 25.
Oh.
So just as a life coach, emotional awareness is one of the biggest things that I focus on, and that I was taught to focus on, because as we become emotionally aware of, like we're saying, of what we're thinking, that makes it possible for us to change what isn't in harmony with our core beliefs and our core values. And it's interesting. I just have to say, it's so interesting and like quite fascinating, even just with my own children, not just with clients, but just watching when people, and even myself, when we become aware of a thought pattern that has been there consistently, and then just that awareness alone is like, oh, okay, that's why I've been feeling this way about all the stuff. Like it bleeds out. Like if we have a belief that I'm not good enough, we're gonna show that in all the areas. Like it's not just it's not just one thought. It bleeds into every area of our life, but just the awareness helps to start to change that. It's so cool.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So any other thoughts on last week? Okay. So for this week, mental toughness secret number 26, professional performers don't require immediate compensation. Do you think you could have the good without the evil? Do you think you could have the joy without the sorrow? David Grayson, professor and author, said that. Most people are fully engaged in microwave thinking, a deep belief that compensation should immediately follow any effort. Champions are different. They believe every effort performed with good intention yields some form of compensation at some point. People become champions by perfecting their their competencies until other people label them champion. In most cases, this label took years of hard work and sacrifice to achieve with little or no apparent compensation along the way. Many of the great ones were ridiculed and criticized for investing so many hours in the development of their core competency. Not swayed by amateur opinion, they pushed forward aggressively. This delayed gratification set the stage for all future battle plans for achievement in the minds of champions. When professional performers set a big goal, they are expecting a fight, and their past experience has preconditioned their minds for battle. When amateurs expect compensation, pros are just settling in for the fight. Their willingness to delay gratification and compensation makes them more valuable in the marketplace. Wow, that's kind of big.
I was just thinking about the Wright brothers. You know how much work they put in to build the airplane, and how many trial and errors, how many failures, and really, in their lifetime, they didn't have they didn't have any idea what it was going to become, and the worldwide transportation that it was for the rest of us to see. So they're famous, but we get to fly.
Right, right. I love that. Yeah, and they just kept trying again, even though, whatever didn't work, it didn't bug them that it didn't work. I think in some ways it made them more excited that they knew another thing that they could tweak, because they were like, I think it'll work if we, fix this or whatever. I've been watching, I saw, I watched a lot of TV last week because I was sick, but I was watching a an episode of Mike Rowe with the Harmon brothers, which is the men who started Angel Studios, and they were talking about um their journey as they started VidAngel a lot of years ago, and it was started with the idea that they wanted to be able to have good storytelling and great um movies available to their families, but they wanted to be able to edit out the parts that they didn't want their kids to watch. And as they went through this process, they created the software and they did the different things that they did. Um, Disney got really mad at them and sued them, and they actually lost to Disney and had to pay them $62 million, right? For because they were censoring their content or something. Anyway, it was really crazy. But through that process of all the steps that they were taking along the way and the different things that they went through and figured out, and they started to learn, some other things changed at the same time. The way that people were able to invest, there was a new law that was made that they were able to invest in ways that they hadn't been able to before, which opened up the opportunity for crowdfunding. So they started the crowdfunding process with their first major project, which was The Chosen. And in a wild turn of events over the course of all these years of the things that have been going on, because what they ended up doing, they had to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and they were at their Christmas party. They were hoping to be able to, to be able to announce that they had won their case against Disney because they had a great case and they had a law that had never been defended, and somehow, anyway, it didn't work out. But they ended up telling them, instead of, they told them that they were filing bankruptcy and closing the one, but they opened their studio at that same thing. Just bold moves, right? Of just like believing in their future anyway. And they crowdfunded $10 million to start their studio with the Angel with the Chosen, and they started, they started that process of getting things going. And if you're familiar with the Chosen, you know how wildly successful it's been. So this past week they were doing their awards. They have the Angel Guild Awards, and they announced that Disney has now licensed the Chosen to show on their
What?
platform. So wild turn of events, right? But these are people who, I mean, it's delayed gratification. Like they could have just slunk away with their tail between their legs, and no one would have thought any worse of them, just because, no one has ever gone up against Disney and won still, although we hope that we see that in the near future with Gina Carano. But anyway, um just fascinating, to see that, and then just to believe also that, you continue on, you just push forward, and you know that the things that are right are going to continue to come to pass, because you have to. You just have to. So pretty cool.
Thank you for sharing that. What a story. And really, like, VidAngel could be all like, no, we don't care if you're going to license us. We're not going to go on to Disney and whatever. But that's
Angel
awesome.
Studios. No, but they
Or Angel Studios.
recognize the
Yeah.
power of the mission. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
and they
think
are
so too.
doing such a great job to change the culture. Movies
Yeah.
change the culture because every swear word that's new, it's in the videos, and then the whole country's saying it,
Yep.
So it's really a big culture changer. And for them to have such uplifting movies for us to absorb, I mean, I hope we recognize we don't have to settle for the garbage that is
Yeah.
Yeah.
from Hollywood and from China too.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. There's a lot of garbage going around. But again, with that, back to delayed gratification or instant pleasure, right?
Well,
Which
think
we're
of
really more interested in.
Thomas Edison, and somebody said, "Well, you failed," and he said, "No, I just figured 2010 ways it didn't work."
Right.
Well, and too, like, that's in any cause that we're fighting for, like even with my daughter's health over this last year and a half, that was really hard to fight. Like I was fighting against doctors that have all these huge degrees, and I'm like, no, this isn't right. And we need to keep digging, um and then we found the answers, not through the medical side, like not the way that they were saying things needed to happen. So and because of that, so my daughter is now over 5 weeks. She has not had one seizure. It's been 5 weeks.
That is
Aw.
fantastic.
It is. We're so happy. And there are people that we're helping along the way because they're hearing her story, and we're able to send them to get the right help, rather than have to go through the whole horrible fight that we did.
Yeah. No, that's
So
amazing. That's wonderful.
anyway, yes. So stick with the fight. We don't have to have the instant gratification. I love that. Okay, so action step for today. Ask this critical thinking question. Am I more interested in pleasure or gratification? Amateurs focus on pleasure-based activities that deliver short and sweet payoffs. Professionals focus on gratification-based activities that take longer to achieve, but deliver long and deep payoffs. Into which category do you fall?
Mhm.
Awesome.
I just
Yeah.
laugh because every time our grandkids pray, they say, "Let's have a fun day." Let's make sure we have a fun day. I'm saying, wait.
Feels like
How
there
can
might need to be some deeper thinking on that. I know, I've noticed that too. Just like how can we encourage and help our children to recognize that fun is not the end all. Yeah.
However, there can be fun along the way.
Yes.
there should
Yes.
be, and there should be.
And
And I
yeah,
think I know for myself that for years I've kind of interchangeably used the words fun and joy. They're not necessarily the same thing, but to me, they really are. So
I guess it's all in how we define it, huh?
yeah, love that. Well, thank you so much for running this for us today, Mary. I appreciate it.
So Brenda,
Yeah, go ahead.
so one thing I think of is if you could maybe change your language a little bit, say, be supposed to have a fulfilling day instead of a fun day, right? That opens up the meaning of how your day's gonna go.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks everybody for hopping on, and we will see you again next week.
Hey, thank you.